everyone, my name's Emma. I'm one of the owners of Tenerife Horse Rescue, and I want to say a really big thank you for all of the support we experienced on Dory's story. I want to take this moment to explain a bit more about her story, her legacy, and answer many questions that we had on the last video. Okay, the first thing I'm going to tell you is you might hear some strange odd noises throughout this video. We're just recording in our kitchen and there's animals everywhere, cats and dogs, and so they might every now and then, such as this, start making noises. But that's where we are. We welcome you to our animal sanctuary. So on the very first point that I want to get across is a comment or a question that we had really often is, why did we let her suffering? That's how people were putting it. They said, how did we extend her suffering? Which really means, why did we not immediately put her to sleep? We call this the last act of kindness, and it's actually something we do quite regularly here. Because having horses on this island is incredibly expensive, and quite often, well, the laws and regulations are not on the side of the horses, but we will get onto this later. But quite often horses do just get abandoned, and they just come to us in this condition, and so it is something we do, such as previous horses like Darth, Zingaro. Maybe you've followed our story. If not, you can see these from before. But with Dory, it was a little bit different. When she came to us, we expected to. I had all intention to go collect her, bring her to us, and let her leave this world peacefully and dignified. However, from the second she got off of that trailer, she was fighting. She had so much fight and so much enthusiasm for life. Despite all of the suffering and the pain she was in, she really was happy. And I know that's going to seem like a hard thing to believe, but I've been around horses long enough that sometimes you can just tell, and she wanted a chance. So we didn't make this decision lightly. We worked with all the volunteers, we spoke to the vets, the best vets on the island, and we made a decision that we will continue to give her a chance, let her try, as long as it was going in the right direction. So this is exactly what we did. We had an amazing team of volunteers, and they stayed with her throughout the night, through every hour. She was not on her own for a second. We tried everything we could with all different foods, but ultimately, in the end, she could not get enough energy from her food, from what she could get in. And this is from years of her from her broken jaw. You can find out all about this on the previous video of Dory. But this video is to explain not about her suffering, but about how we can use her legacy, fight to change and go forward. So every animal that we rescue, every case is totally different, and we don't have a one answer fits all. We will, like I said, we expected to take her, to put her down immediately, but we saw there was a chance, albeit a very, very small chance, and unfortunately it didn't pay off this time. However, we will look at every animal differently, and we will work with any of the resources and all of the professionals we can to do the very best that we can for each animal. So another comment or a question that we got quite often was, why did we not give her a drip? Why did we not tube feed her? And a few different medical ideas. And I will get to the point of why is, long story short, island life. We are on a small island, a small Spanish island, with limited resources. We work as closely as we can with the vets, and they do everything they can. However, we don't have access to everything that you might find in mainland Spain, even main countries back where I'm from in the UK, what I'm used to and have experienced with horses in the past. We can't do all of these things, so we tried all of the options that were available to us. And this is a problem, not just for Dory, but so many of the rescues that we have. So many have complicated things. Do you know, at this moment, we on the island, we cannot even test for ulcers. And this is quite a regular thing that's coming up with our horses due to the way that horses are fed on this island. And for example, this is something we can try quite easily, but here we can't. So things we take for granted back home, we can't always do here. So we have to try our best, we have to get resourceful, and this might be different to what viewers, certainly me, where I learned everything before, expect, but we can only do what is available for us on the island. So many of you watching this video or watching the previous video, or any of our videos from our horse rescues would maybe be wondering, why were the owners not charged? Why were they not reported? People say things like they should have this done to them, or they should be, you know, in prison, whatever. Yes, I 100% agree. However, again, this is what we have to deal with here. This is island life. We have to work around the laws here, and the laws are not hugely in the favour of the animals. There is talk about this changing, but this is a long topic and I can go into that on another video if you're interested. But for now, we can only do with what the law supports. And if the horse has food, has water, and it has a shelter, then there's not a huge lot we can do. So yes, it is incredibly painful, and this is something we have to deal with every day. We watch as the person who is doing this to these animals just continues to live their normal life. They don't think anything of it. They continue to go home, have a cup of tea, their animal has just been removed and taken away from them, and it leaves people like us, people like you who are donating towards this to make this possible, all our volunteers who stay up day and night helping her, leaves them suffering and them picking up the pieces. And then even if we can't save these animals, then it's down to us to pay for the humane euthanasia, for us for that last act of kindness. Each last act of kindness costs us around 600 euros. When I say us, it costs you, and we rely on your donations. So the whole system is not right, but all we can do is continue to fight in the right direction. So on that topic about the owners being charged and things like this and fighting for change, I explained about this in the previous video and I can touch on it now. It's quite often that they are not bad people. The people that we rescue Dory from, or we've rescued previous animals from, it's not even that they're bad people, and this is what makes it so difficult. It's either ignorance or lack of education. That's all they know. And so often when we put the pictures up of these animals, all the stories up, people just comment so many times saying, owners must be charged, owners must be charged, report it, report it. And actually, yes, but we don't need to concentrate on this. Let's concentrate on what we can do. That's not going to change anything. This animal has already suffered, and we're already going to change. We've saved her. We will continue to fight and save more. But we need to fight for bigger change. We can continue to rescue this one horse and change the life of that one horse. But we want to change the life of horses, and that has to be bigger. We need to get bigger. We need to create a voice for people to listen. We need to create something to help with education so people know. People will only do what they know. For example, Dory, they did what they thought was right for her. Now, I don't know why necessarily they thought that was right, but this is what they learned. She was in a clean stable. She had clean water every day. She even had new shoes on because they thought that's what they had to do to care for this animal. So yes, we can complain and say they need to be reported, but that's going to do nothing. We need to fight stronger to change the laws, so we need to fight bigger, get a bigger voice, and people will listen. This is why our future plans, we intend to work with schools, help to our future generation so they can learn animal welfare, sustainable living, this type of thing. But again, I'm touching on something which can be another video. We can tell you more about our future plans. But right now we want to concentrate on Dory's story, her legacy, and how if we fight together, if you follow our story, like us on our social media pages, it might not seem like you're doing anything, but it does. It creates our platform to make it bigger so we can stand united to fight for something, make the change, help more animals like Dory, help all of these other animals that we have here. If it wasn't for people like you, a platform like this, the volunteers, we have to keep continuing to grow together. We are stronger if we are together. We might not have been here very long, only a couple of years in, but we have already managed to change the life of so many animals, and I want to leave you with some footage of some of the happy animals that we have here, some of the happy stories. So again, thank you so much for watching and enjoy.